Thursday Thunder. Adrian.
Yes.
Thursday the 23rd of July. One more week and we're 2/3 through this bitterly cold winter.
Yep.
And you're in a t-shirt.
I'm feeling alright.
It's freezing. Yeah. How are you?
I'm good actually, I'm very good. I think training's finally get that stride now. Everyone's strength is back to where it was or just past, so it feels great.
I just saw on my phone that Norseman season 3 is on Netflix.
Yes. Okay.
How good's that?
Yeah, no, that's something when you're home.
I know what I'm binge watching this weekend. Check out Norseman on Netflix.
It's great.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Looking forward to it. What was it? Tell us a joke you just said.
Karl Marx was a famous philosopher, but no one remembers his sister Anya, the inventor of the starting pistol.
Boom, boom.
There you go.
All right.
Anya Marx, by the way. That's there we go.
All right, let's get straight into it.
Yes.
Business. We got lots of new stuff this week.
We have an amalgamation of products in front of us right here.
Yeah. So this is all the new stuff that we've been speaking about in the last couple of weeks, which have started to come in.
Yep.
So let's start off with the Magic Nutrition. You need to pull out of the shot. See, there you go.
That's the new Magic Mass we've been talking about.
New Magic Mass is in. So we're looking at just a quick rundown. We're looking at around about a 40-60 protein to carbs weight gainer, which is pretty well the normal sort of ratios now. Companies are tending to favour they go into around about the 50-50 blend rather than really high carbs. So it's just a good, reliable, whey protein based, multidextrin based weight gainer.
It's like one of the very first ingredient profiles when the mass gainers first came out. They tasted nice, they worked well, and that's all that matters.
He's got some added creatine monohydrate in there, and then what is good about it is that Mike includes digestive enzymes in all these protein powders. And this was something, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. It used to be something that was included in all protein powders before, and now then companies sort of stopped putting them in, and now companies are starting to put them back in, because I think they're a good thing.
I mean, no one likes bloating, no one likes cramping.
That's right.
So keep them in there.
That's now available. It's a 4 pound.
Looking at 22 serves, 100 grams a serve.
100 grams a serve, $89.95.
Comes in chocolate and vanilla. You know, all reliables. We'll probably try that sometime today, but
exactly right.
We'll see how we go. Speaking of Magic Nutrition, we do have their Magic Pre, the new flavour. I'm going to say new colour. There it is right there. That's the Rainbow Trip. I do like the picture of the alien in there. It's actually pretty cool.
Is there?
Yeah, there's a little picture of an alien there.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so this is...
Having a trip.
Yeah, exactly it. There you go. So this is their new flavour. This is Rainbow Trip, aka, I think they've been marketing it as like a Skittles flavour.
Yes.
Same ingredient profile as the old Magic Pre, just flavouring is probably better now, which we've discussed in the past.
Look, Ari was telling me this morning, we were talking about Magic Pre, and he says that it's his favourite pre now.
There you go.
You know, and I've tried it a few times, and the flavour grows on you. I haven't tried this one, but from all reviews that have been on Instagram, it's pretty good. So, but Ari said he just likes it because it's not one of he trains in first thing in the morning, so he doesn't want a 350 milligram hit of caffeine first thing. He just wants something a little bit more subtle, and he reckons this one just does the trick for him very well.
You want 250 milligrams.
That's right.
Plus 250 of dynamine.
But it's not 350 milligrams of caffeine plus 250 milligrams of dynamine that some of them are. So, give it out. So there's 3 flavours in that.
So there's Rainbow Trip, there's Tropical Pool Party, and the Sour Green Apple.
Exactly right.
There we go.
Check it out. That's now in stock online. $69.95. Also, what's new, you can tell us about this because you used this yesterday.
Oh, yes.
It's International Proteins pre-workout Warhammer.
Onto the Warhammer by International Protein.
Another great Australian company.
Yeah, it's one of the very first Australian companies, wasn't it?
It's
a long
they've been
time
around
now.
for a long time.
So I used this last night because I missed out on training, like the second half of training on Tuesday. So I tried a serve of this. One scoop is 12 grams. This is the grape bubblegum, which we have for tasting at the gym. What can I say? It tastes like grape. You know, it tastes like a grape hubba bubba, as most grapes do, so can't knock the flavour. I do actually taste the, there is a little bit of an aftertaste. I'm not too really sure what it is, because it doesn't contain teacrine, it doesn't contain dynamine. If anything, it's probably a little bit of the cinnamon I can taste, because there's a slight bitterness to it. But rounding it off, the first ingredient is beta-alanine at 3.2 grams, then L-citrulline malate at 3,000 milligrams, tyrosine, 350 milligrams of caffeine, theanine, English walnut, lotus leaf, vitamin B3, and synephrine. So I did get a good pump, which is great. I didn't go too screwed because I didn't want 700 milligrams of caffeine. But yeah, I can't knock it at all. I mean, it's technically a basic pre-workout in this day and age, but can't knock it at all.
It's what you would call a reliable ingredient list.
And one thing I made it reliable is the price. It is $59.95 for 30 serves.
So that puts it right up there as most probably one of the best value pre-workouts out there.
Give it a go, I guess.
That's available now, and online comes in 4 different flavours. And we've talked about Force Elements before, another Australian company, and their warning order. This is another pre-workout that we'll be getting in, and actually today. So it should be in stock today. So it's got your dynamine, it's got your teacrine, it's got your Peak O2, and your Vaso 6.
Yeah, so it's got a whole bunch of patented ingredients in there. We have had this in the gym for the best part of a couple of months now. We actually had it before lockdown.
That's right.
And I've used it every now and then. It is very strong. It hits you hard, hits you quickly, and you do have a very good sustained energy for a good 2-3 hours after.
Exactly right.
Oh yeah.
So that is available now.
Now, since we're still on a roll, everything we've got here is all Australian products.
Yes.
This next one is the Dragon's Breath by Red Dragon Nutrition.
One of my favourite pre-workouts.
Yeah, so this is their new flavour, Sour Straps. So if anyone remembers the little rainbow straps you get when you're like at delis or milk bars, we want to call them. Back in those days, I'd say that now, they don't sell them anymore. So
don't they sell them anymore?
No, they don't. I very rarely see delis anymore. Like on the corner. Yeah, you don't see them anymore. But yeah, it tastes like sour straps. So, I don't know. Try it out.
We haven't had a chance to try it, but that's just come in with our latest batch of Red Dragon products. So, be interested to try it.
And this last one is something that was, you just, sort of threw it on me the last second. Research this. Okay. This is by 13 Lives. This is their Dr. Drop. Now, first off, this is an oil, of course.
It's a BCP oil.
It's a BCP oil, and from my very quick little bit of reading on it, BCP oil is a CB2 agonist. So instead of something like CBD, which is a CBD1 and a CBD2 agonist, this is the only one that hits the receptor that is known for treating pain and therapeutic use. So you said you did use through an entire bottle.
I used a whole bottle. 13 Life sent me a whole bottle a couple of months ago now. And I did use it every day, and I used it mainly for, I suppose, stress relief and sleep, because that was right at the time when we were right in the middle of beginning of Rona. I was right in the middle of negotiating with a hard-ass landlord, and there was a lot of shit going on in my life. And that's when Vlad sent me this and try this. Take a serve in the afternoon and a serve at bedtime, and just see how you go. And look, I think it did definitely have a sort of like a calming effect. Definitely a really good sleep, considering I was struggling to sleep. So the sleep that I got, I'd still say that my sleep was interrupted because of all the stress I was under. But the sleep I was getting was a good deep sleep. Like it would knock me out, and I might still wake up 4 hours later, but I felt a lot better. Like it was a good deep sleep.
So I'd probably class this as a therapeutic product. It's got a very strong anti-inflammatory responses as well. So if anything, I'd probably use it for like my shoulder pain or tendonitis pain, that sort of thing. Will we be getting this in stock soon?
This is in stock now.
It's in stock now?
It's in stock now.
Okay.
The only issue with Dr. Drop is that it is expensive.
Yes,
it is. Most probably would be our most single expensive sort of product. You're looking at $129.95. How many serves is it?
So in serve here, I'm just find the label here. Where is it? It's very small.
I think it's about 30 serves.
0.8 mil per is a serve, and you've got 62 serves per bottle. $129.95, a bit more pricier, but that is because how it's sourced as well. Obviously, you can look at the more raw ingredients. If they're harder to source, it's a higher markup. So I'd say give it a go if you've got some sort of.
If you've got a lot of stress, if you've got a lot of stress issues, struggling with sleep, I'd then definitely say give it a go. If you've also got a lot of joint pains and inflammation, I'd give it a go. Yeah. So I know it might be expensive, but really you're going to get, if you want a really good sleep, they reckon to have the 2 serves in one hit. So you're going to get 30 serves out of it. You know? Which to some people it might be too expensive, but for me, especially at that time, what I was going through, any sort of good sleep was a godsend. Yeah. So definitely something to consider. So that's some of our new products. We do have, there's an Adrenal Switch Mango, and that's coming in today. We didn't get this on I didn't get it in time for our Thursday Thunder, but what we'll do is we'll do a separate video because Greg wants us to sample it online, and he sort of gave me a challenge to see if I could review one of his products without totally fucking it up.
It's a good one.
So I've taken that challenge on board. So we'll do a separate video when we get the Mango Adrenal Switch. Now it comes in, we've got a limited edition Mango and Chocolate Adrenal Switch twin pack in a coffee mug.
I thought you meant like one product, like mango and chocolate.
No,
flavor.
2 separate products, all nicely boxed up. It comes with this nice coffee mug and everything. Yeah, so we'll do a separate launch video on that, most probably tomorrow. Yeah, cool. So keep an eye on that. That's it for shop news. We got anything new else coming in? I think everything has come in now.
Yep.
Man, have we been busy.
It's been great.
We have been busy. The shop has been busy, so thank you everyone. Online has been through the roof. So our main challenge has been to keep up with stock.
It's a good problem to have.
It's what Ari keeps saying. It's a good problem. So we're starting to learn to manage stock a little bit better, and we're getting better and better, but the shop is continually getting stocked up. If we're out of something, we're not out of anything for long. As long as the importers, the manufacturers have got it in stock, we'll have it within 2 or 3 days. Cool. Some deliveries from Melbourne can be a little bit slow now, from Victoria and New South Wales. But they're still coming through, but they might take a day or 2. If you are ordering online, you need to keep that in mind too. Deliveries can take a little bit longer. So that's it. Let's get into some general news and what's been happening. We had the ICN seminar on the weekend, and that was at the Base Transformation. So huge thank you to Sam and Michelle.
Sorry, I was looking at any questions.
We do have a question. Look up the Australian Muscle Instagram page. There's a question on it.
Okay, I'll come look it now.
Rude. And what was and we had a really good turnout. We had 50 people rock up, which I thought was an incredible turnout considering the situation we're all in at the moment. And they were all competitors. They were all competitors, and they're going to compete. So yeah, like we said before last week, and I've been reiterating every week, the show is still going ahead. And really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really good show. I keep hearing more and more competitors competing, and some past competitors who haven't competed in a while. So yeah, looking forward to it. It should be good fun. Speaking of competitions, we just spoke about this before we started recording, and the Mr. Olympia list came out.
Yeah, Mr. United States. It's that's what it's looking like.
So the IFBB Pro League put out a list of the qualified athletes for this year's Mr. Olympia. Now these are people who have qualified either through last year, well they'd all have to qualify from last year, or then the Arnold Classics that were on this year. That's the only qualification shows. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 people who've qualified for the Olympia. Now, we went through this list, and we'll quickly, so who's qualified in this list? Brandon Curry, so he's competing. William Bonac, he's from the Netherlands. Now, there's a good chance he's not going to come over.
Yeah, you got to look at, are America's borders open to everyone else?
Yeah.
But if they are, would you want to go there?
Yeah, I think America's borders are open. Yeah, but who wants to go to America? Now, the other one is Hardy Shupin. I don't think he's competing.
No.
Dexter Jackson, he's competing. Rolly Winkler, another one from overseas. Phil Heath. Now, he's qualified only because he's a past Mr. Olympia winner, but there is no indication that Phil is competing. So he's out. Cedric McMillan, he's qualified. technically, most probably he's competing. Nathan Diasha, United Kingdom.
Nope.
Yuan Morel, well, he's in.
Mm-hmm.
James Lewis, United Kingdom.
Flex.
Nope.
I know, but it's so sad.
Does he live in the American? Does he live?
He lives in Wales.
He lives in Wales.
He lives in Wales. Yeah.
So yep, he's in the United Kingdom. All right, and then in points, the top point scorers, the top 4 point scorers qualify, and that's Lucas Oslidel, Czech Republic.
Nope. Can't come in.
Rami. Nope. Regan Grimes, Canada. Maybe. I think Canadians can go to America, but Americans can't go to Canada. Yep. Steve Cooklow, USA. So he's the only one. So that leaves 1, Brandon Curry, Dexter Jackson, Cedric McMillan, Yuan Morel, and Steve Cooklow. That leaves 5 competitors.
And that's all based on if the, obviously, that's only based on if no one can go into America or if they want to risk going to America.
Well, I would not go to America.
Well, even if they did go there, I don't think they'd be allowed to get back until they've done their 2, 3, 4
Well, they have to do all sorts of quarantines everywhere. Yeah. But, so that leaves 5 competitors.
But
my Olympia prediction, there won't be any Mr. Olympia.
It's at the end of the year, it's December.
Yeah, it's in December.
Yeah.
But still, I cannot see that the United States are going to have all of this under control by now.
They won't, no way. They had like 8,000 cases in Texas yesterday or that. Yeah. But based on this list, the only person I'd like to see would be Flex.
Yeah. And it's got to be a real pity, but I just can't see any of this happen. Yep. Now, we had a question.
Yes.
Pull it up.
Okay.
Keep rambling away.
So, how good is that? How good is my re-racking of those weights the other day?
Yes.
A lot of people were impressed with that.
Very good.
And he flew into the mirror. That was fantastic.
All right. This is from Chris. And he posted, he goes, can you answer this? Why should you use weight machines, and if at all, and what machines do you and the crew typically use?
So, would you use machine?
Well, we do use machines. Yeah.
I use it because it feels more comfortable and sometimes safer on your joints.
Yeah, look, I think your compound should be done free weights as much as possible, and then you use machines to add a different angle or hit onto the muscle.
I just use them because something hurts.
Yeah.
That's just me. You know, I'd say if there's a weight.
We don't. If you really look at our training, it's free weight based.
Yeah,
but we do use machines as well. Look, even in our gyms, there's machines here I haven't used in years.
I'll be on the next program.
Like literally, you know. And this gets me, I think, with these mega gyms with their 75 billion pieces of different equipment.
Yeah.
I honestly believe it's actually detrimental, because I've always been a believer that you get yourself a program, you stick yourself to a program, whether it's weights, free weights, or machines, or a combination of 2, and then you stick to those for a few weeks.
Yeah. If
you go every workout from machine to different machine to different machine, I don't think you're going to get good progressive overload, because you're not measuring your progress.
Yeah. But when it comes down to it, if people are measuring it, they can measure machines. I
still measure everything,
yeah,
whether it's on a machine or whether it's free weight, I measure the progression and try to overload.
I think you should focus more on your main bigger compound lift with a barbell or dumbbells, because you do want to build up a base and also know how to utilize those stabilization muscles, like your little the little joints in the shoulder, the scapula. You want to learn how to retract everything properly. If you stick to mainly machines, you're not going to use those. You're not going to be using those little muscles to, like, you won't engage anything. Wherever if you get like a barbell, you've got to keep it in one line.
That's right.
If you use a machine, you've got nothing to keep it. You're just pushing. You're not using anything to stabilize.
That's right.
So yeah, I'd say use machines on top of your main free weight users.
Or then if you've got injuries or problems that, you know, of course, if you're more if it hurts like hell to do a dumbbell bench press, for instance, but it doesn't hurt to do a converging bench press on a machine, well then do the machine.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, as long as you're trying to progressively overload on your training, which means tracking everything you lift, tracking the reps and the weights, and trying to beat those numbers.
Yep.
I think it's as simple as that. You know, that's it. I did have another question, and this was a question that was put privately to me, and someone said, "Oh, you know, you don't do a lot of business advice and things like that, like I see, you know, some other podcasts and stories do." Well, I get asked business advice every now and then. I just respond to it privately. I don't consider myself any sort of business guru or anything like that. I think even after I've been in business now on my own, not just in this industry, but even before that, I was a builder, carpenter, running my own business. So it would have to be good on 35 years.
Yep.
Yep. And I've learned a lot of things, and I get asked all the time, what is the best business advice you can give me? Again, look, I don't want to come across as some sort of guru, because I've done a lot of things in business and fucked them up totally, and then I've done other things which have just worked brilliantly. And I think
in myself, sorry, cut off, Kim, but I think that in itself is a lesson there. You can't quit on yourself when something's not going the way.
No, and I think there's a few things that I've learned is you got to learn to trust your gut instinct. I think is important, because everything I've done on a gut instinct has been the right decision. You know, but there's a fine line between that.
Yep.
Into rushing into something and then not really analysing it and you know what I'm trying to say? You know, that, and look, you've got to analyse this gut instinct and say, is this right, or am I rushing into something? You know? So I think that's one thing. There can be a lot of things that people will say, this isn't going to work, rah, 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 but if your gut instinct says it is, I'd go with that.
Yeah.
You know? I think the other thing is to surround yourself with people. If you've got a business that's got staff, find staff that all of those staff has got one quality that's better than you.
What am I better than you at then?
Well,
that's okay, so I'm just going to put myself on the spot.
Well, I think you're a better trainer than me, you're a better nutritionist than me, and you even, your knowledge in supplementation is better than me, and you soak things up really fast, and I think that's a very good asset. Ari is better than me at the technical side and the online side and you know, the Photoshop, all that stuff. Yeah. So, and if you surround yourself with people like that, I think you'll then get a good team. I think some business people, they seem to think they need to stay up the top here in terms of their staff, and I'm better than everybody else. No, I think that's worked for me anyway. And I'm proud to say that in 25 years, Australian Muscle just turned over 25. In 25 years, running up to 4 different establishments, I've only had to let go, as in fire, I think 2 people.
Yeah.
You know, and all the staff that have worked for me, who did work, even those people I had to let go, in the end worked for me for years. You know? Yeah. So I think that's important, is finding the right staff, and I've been really lucky to, and that goes by gut instinct as well. Yeah. And look, you're a prime example. You tried to work for me for years. You came to every single advertisement I did for staff, and you kept telling me that one day I will work for you. And in the end you did. You kept coming back, and I think you kept bettering yourself to the point where you ticked all the boxes and there was no choice but I had to follow.
Damn right.
That's right.
And look who we are today.
Look, there's so many things in business, and I think, you know, just because someone espouses a lot of business knowledge, it mightn't work for you. Yeah. But just take everything in, I think. You know. In all the years, like I'm really proud that Australian Muscle grew where it did to what it did, and there was a time and a place for that growth, and then there was a time for less growth. And even to go backwards, like where I'm back now to just 1 shop and the gym from 3 shops and a gym. And a lot of people will look at that and say, well, didn't you fail? I mean, no, because you took advantage of the economic climate. And I'm not the only one that's done that. Everyone's done that. And I think Adelaide always was an area where more than 4 or 5 stores in Adelaide, and you were way going over-capitalising and putting yourself into too much risk.
There just isn't enough people to cover that.
No, I don't think so. And now the way with what's happening with Rona and the general trend in retail and bricks and mortar shops, online is such a huge component that you don't need multiple bricks and mortar stores. You know? One thing I am proud of is that I outlasted them all.
Yeah, and you didn't have to close anything, but Mills would close because of that was been a plan for years.
Yeah, well, Mills would close in, and I've always been open about this. It's been in the planning for over a year, because Millswood was the online headquarters, and the turnover in the Millswood store was 60-70% online, and it made sense, business sense, to just close it and amalgamate it with Salisbury.
Yeah.
And it's been one of my best decisions again, which was another one of these gut things that you've got to do it.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. Look, if you do want anything more comprehensive, you can always hit me up privately, but I'm not one to espouse on video constantly about...
You're not a business coach.
No, and I'm not, and I've always said that. And I've actually gone to other people, and I follow other people who have successful businesses and try to take from them. You can't put everything you see everyone do and it will apply to you. You've got to take little bits and pieces.
Yep.
That's the best advice I can give. That's it.
Cool.
Don't forget, this episode, as per always, is brought to you by Australian Muscle, Australian Muscle the Gym, and Australian Muscle Online.
With free Australia-wide delivery.
Free Australia-wide delivery. Everything you see in front of us is now online and ready to go. That's it. You got any other questions for us, hit us up on our social media and we'll try and answer them for you. Otherwise, we will catch you guys all next week.
That's you all.
See you later.
Bye-bye.